Morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear Speechcraft members. With immense pleasure, I welcome you all to our Speechcraft meeting number 7. The mission of every Toastmaster club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in such a way the members are empowered to improve their communication skills and leadership qualities, hence resulting in a greater personality growth and self-confidence. Members of the Toastmasters are guided by a set of essential core values: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Before moving on to the meeting, I would like to brief upon certain rules which is to be followed. Kindly keep your mobile phones on silent mode. Do not talk about taboo topics such as politics, sex, and religion. Kindly sit in a silent atmosphere so that you can hear the speakers clearly. Kindly be on mute until it is your turn to speak. If you have any message to convey or share during the meeting, kindly use the chat box below. We strongly advise you to have your video turned on for a convivial meeting experience. Please rename yourself with the prefix saying Toastmaster, TM, and SC for Speechcraft member. Also, the role played in the meeting. I hope everyone is all set and ready to get into the meeting. Now it's time to introduce our presiding officer. Our presiding officer for the day is a passionate Toastmaster and an English language trainer. She is a homemaker and she rekindles her passion towards reading books. Let us welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Gita Sharaf. Toastmaster Gita Sharaf, the virtual stage is yours.
Hello everybody, good morning everybody. I'm so sorry Vignesh, I was under impression that Toastmaster Ratish is the presiding officer. Toastmaster Ratish, are you available or shall I continue?
I can go, no problem.
Yeah, thank you, you can carry on.
Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? All good?
Pretty good.
Yes,
Yes.
good, Radish.
All good, Radish.
All good.
Yeah, we are good, Ratish.
Okay, that's a good response. Thank you so much. Today is a good day for me because I see most of our speech crafters have taken roles, and most of our speech crafters are giving speeches, and the speech titles looks very different and awesome, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, I think in each stage, we have set a benchmark to learn one or other things. And I'm hoping that you all are working with your mentor very closely to learn and execute whatever is assigned to you. With that, we can move forward. And today's speech crafter, speech crafter Saravanan is going to be our presiding, who is going to preside this meeting forward. I'll quickly read out his intro. Speechcrafter Saravanan, he is from Tirthani town. It is in Trivallur district. One thing I really like about his intro is he did mention that he is a passionate traveler. His hobbies is traveling. Most of us, we say that we travel a lot and we have the passion of traveling, but he is a little bit different in this as well. He traveled and covered almost 80% of the states in India. 80% of the states. Wow, that's great. I don't know which are the 20% of states which is unlucky, but I would like to join you and explore that 20% of states as well, Speechcrafter Saronan. Over to you to take the meeting forward.
Thank you, Rashish, for sharing all this information. Still, I have not covered the western part of India, so I'm just analyzing the when we need to go and which is a suitable situation to go there. So it will be in my to-do list in upcoming year. And very good morning, Toastmaster and fellow Toastmaster and evaluators. You are all welcome to all for our 7th speech crafter session. Okay, I'm very happy to be here to be the Toastmaster of Toastmaster of the day for today's session. Before moving to our today's agenda, today, who is a leader? Can anyone tell who is a leader?
One who leads you in times of crisis.
Okay. Anyone?
Someone who takes ownership of his decisions, I will call as a leader.
Thanks, Ishwar. And, I will tell you one small incident that has happened in the early day. In 1979, the SLV-3, the Abdul Kalam was a project director and the mission director, and his was a mission to put the satellite into the orbit, and the thousands of people worked nearly 10 years of the hard work to put the satellite in the orbit. The countdown was started. It's like minus like 4 seconds, like minus 3 seconds. The entire countdowns are ready to launch the satellite. Suddenly the computer has been put the message, don't launch it, don't launch it. And he is a mission director to take the decision, and everything is began Abdul Kalam, and to there is a 6 expert to give the suggestion to do this one. The computer comes, database comes suddenly, the control the screen, and it showed there was a problem in the leakage in the control system. But immediately the calculation showed there was no problem, and Abdul Kalam has decided to have a sufficiency of control fuel in the rocket system, and he has decided to launch the satellite. And everything started well, and there was a 4th stage to launch the satellite in the orbit. And the first stage went very well, and suddenly the satellite was spinned, and it is put in the Bay of Bengal instance of orbit. That was the first failure the Abdul Kalam was faced. There was a sudden conference meeting called for the conference meeting, and Satish Dhawan is the chairman of ISRO in that time. And he asked me to Abdul Kalam to go for the conference meeting, and we went to, because he is a project director and he has to take the whole responsibility and deliver the speech. And suddenly Satish Dhawan came, and he delivered to the in the conference meeting, and said like, dear friends, we have failed today. This is the first time I will give you all success, all the failures. I just want to support his technology and scientists and the staff for the team, for the next year's successor. He took the entire blame on himself, and whatever the media asked, the media person asked one question, you put the crores of money in the Bay of Bengal, and you put the satellite in the Bay of Bengal, and he take the lot of criticism, and he accept and receive the criticism and assume them, is given the success to the next year, and is giving the very good thing to his very good team like that. In the next year, in July 18, 1980, when he succeeded, Mr. Dhawan said like, hey, Kalam, you go and conduct the press conference. It means like, when the failure comes, the leader take up the when the leader takes the responsibility. When success comes, he gives to the lead. That's the whole thing of the leadership. The quality found in the leaderships are not found within a day or week, but they are cultivated through your hard work and the patient and the learning from the failure. And today, let's go to the today's agenda for the today. Today, in today's meeting, we have 4 segments. One is educational speech session, and prepared speech session, and table topic session, and evaluation session. Now it's time to introduce the general evaluator. Let's welcome Toastmaster Gita to introduce the team and the team objective. Toastmaster Gita, stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Speechcrafter Saravanan, for inviting me to the stage. Good morning to one and all present here. I'm Gita here, your general evaluator for today's meeting. So it's my responsibility as such for today is to make sure that everything from the start till the end of the meeting, everything goes smoothly. And you can, in short, call me as a quality check manager, and to help me in achieving my objectives. So these objectives, I have a team. In fact, I should say I have a team of 2 teams. So as of now, let me introduce to you all my first set of team, which is a tag team. So talking about the tag team, the timer for today's evening is speech crafter Guru Swami. So let me introduce you speech crafter Guru Swami. He's a software engineer by profession, and talking about his hobbies, he's passionate about listening to music. And he also loves keeping himself updated, learning new technologies. With these few words, I invite you, Guru Swami, to tell us about your objectives.
Thank you, Gita, for the warm words. Good morning, fellow speech crafters and Toastmasters. And today I'm going to be playing the timer role for the organized speech and for the table topic speech. And let me share my screen and give you a glimpses like what will be the idea behind that. Let me know once you were able to see my screens.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Organized speech carries like the minutes 4 to 5 minutes, where once it reaches the 4th minutes, I will be flashing this green light, and post 30 seconds, I will be flashing this yellow screen, and then post 5 minutes, I will be flashing the red to keep you aware of the timing you crossed. Similarly, for the table topic, I will be flashing the green on 1 minute, and in another 30 seconds, I will be flashing this yellow. And finally, when the 2 minutes is crossed, I will be flashing the red. With saying that, before I hand over to the Toastmaster Gita, I'll just want to give you an update on the about the time. Like great speakers or the great writers are to become why they became great. They were able to convey the commendable values or strong life lesson values to us within the time bomb. If you take the Tirukural, it's one of the best writing which able to convey lot of life lesson values within a 1 minute or 2 minutes of read. So by saying that, I'm very excited to see all of the organized speakers and the TT speakers to provide a valuable thought process within the provided time. And good luck to everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster Gita. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Guru. Thank you so much. So dear friends, by now you must have understood that in order to become an accomplished speaker, you need to deliver your thought process or express yourself within the stipulated time. While it is important for us to express ourselves within our stipulated time, it is also important for us to keep our speech clear of all the conjunctions or interjections that we keep using. So to help you achieve this objective, we have Toastmaster Logesh Babu. So he'll describe you more about his objectives. Before that, let me tell you all a few words about him. He's a professional trained boxer and an athlete. And he believes in spreading, he's a very positive person and he believes in spreading positivity around him. And he also loves listening to music. With these few words, I invite Toastmaster Logesh Babu to tell us about his speech objectives. Sorry, his responsibilities.
Thanks for the warm introduction, Gita. So here I'm going to account you as a counter for the day. As per my gym training, I got to know the mental preparation is very important and everything. So I'm here to watch you catch your sounds that are used as a crutch and pass fillers by anyone who speaks. So be prepared mentally to avoid using fillers, words such as her, so, her, etc. Also, during this meeting, I will listen for overused words and including and, well, but, and you know, and. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I or this means. Also, I feel very wondrous to take this role as our counter for the day. Thanks, and over to you, Mr. General Evaluator Gita.
Thank you so much, speech crafter Babu, for so clearly explaining your responsibilities. Friends, I'll now move on to our grammarian. As you all know, grammar is a backbone for any language. And to help you command a good language, Today we have with us speech crafter Suresh to help you achieve these objectives. To tell you all a few words about speech crafter Suresh, he started his career as a QA consultant at Singapore Airlines, and he's currently with Cnsi, as you all are aware of it. He's also very passionate to become an entrepreneur in the near future. So as I wish him all the best, here I invite you to speech crafter Suresh to tell us about your responsibilities. Over to you.
Thanks for the warm introduction. Good morning, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to their English language usage. I'll take notes of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, saying, or thoughts like that. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is wondrous, which means wonderful. An example of using the word is Sachin is a wonderful batsman. So hence each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. At the end of the day, I'll give you a word of the day report and grammatical usage report when called upon during the meeting. Thank you, Toastmaster. Over to Gita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suresh, for this wondrous description about your responsibilities. I think with this few words, I should hand over the control to the Toastmaster of the day. I will be back again introducing you the evaluators when it is time to do so. With these few words, over to you. I hand over the control to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Saran, you are speaking on mute.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Gita, for detailed explanation about his team and the roles and responsibility. And today's the first session, the educational session, let's call upon the stage of Distinction Toastmaster Velu Neelakandan for the speech about the body language in the speech.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, Ananta. It's a nice, pleasant morning. So everyone is so eagerly waiting to know something about body language, right? So some of you, I can hear some of your mind. Again, this guy, last week he took 83 minutes and he killed our time. Today, I'm not going to take that much time. I'm going to take only 30 minutes. So I have already asked Lakshminarayana to intimate 30 minutes when it elapsed. Please inform me. Otherwise, I will go on. I will consume entire time. So it's a warning. Please take care of timing, Mr. Lakshminarayana. And will you please give me that sharing option, that permission? Toastmaster Lakshminarayana.
Yeah, just give me a minute. Let me see whether I have that access. I'm sorry. I think Vignesh, do you have the admin access?
I think I can do it.
Yeah.
Right. So, what is body language? Can anyone say that? What is body language? What's the need for body language? Just Saravanan, can you say what's the need for a body language?
One way of communication. One way of communication. We can communicate either through words or our body language. It will get communicated to the audience. So it's one kind of our attitudes.
Okay, it's one way of communication. So we can avoid that one way of communication and we can take another way of communication. Is it true?
No, actually it has to go parallel. If our symbolization also, the word should match with the, then only the communication would reach to the audience.
So what's the need for that? When we have a good words, we are full of words, and what's the need for a body language?
That shows the confidence of our speech.
Confidence.
How much I'm confident. The expressions I do, that makes me, I'm very confident about what I am trying to convey to the larger group or to the individual.
Right. Sometimes you have that good vocabulary, so you have when you are feeling that I'm good at English language, I have the command of the language, then you will be so confident. So what's need for a body language?
It's not about the language we know. It is more of addressing the larger group. People used to have that problem when facing the larger group of audiences. So in order to that, how much confidence that show, and the opposite person can easily assess based on the body language of that person.
Okay.
That helps. In the other way, I'm saying, like if I'm going to talk to you now, you can able to assess my body language, how I'm confident based on my body language. That helps you to assess.
Yeah, somewhat. We can express a lot of things through.
Of course, yes.
It means body. And for example, today, speech crafter Rumala Devi is suffering from cold, and she has a cough problem also. And Toastmaster, speech crafter Vimal is somewhat, he's feeling sweating. He wants something to adjust. They didn't say anything to me, but I understood through their body language. That's the main part. So let's go a little bit deep into that subject. This question I already asked last week. Again, can you recall it? How many percentage were
7%.
7, 5 to 7.
Yeah, 7. This is a research by the Dr. Magabian in 1960. 7% only verbal, 38% vocal, and 55% non-verbal. Today we are going to take care of the
quick question, Venu, on this. So it is on 1960, so it still remains the same.
Exactly. Sure. That you can understand when we are throughout this session, we are going to talk about that. Why?
What's the difference between vocal and voice? What's the difference between voice and vocal? Verbal and vocal?
Non-verbal here, what I mean, it's a body language. You're not. It's a, vocal means it's a para language. How you are utilizing your voice and the modulation and to convey through using your voice, you are just conveying your message. That's vocal. Using your body and gestures and body movement, that's called body language. Here I am making it's a non-verbal. Non-verbal inclusive of that vocal also, but this 55 is a body language. Mainly it's a body language.
Okay. That verbal and vocal sound similar. That's why I asked.
Yeah, here that within the circle you can understand. It's a 55. It's a non-verbal means it's a body language only. I mean, okay. Not particularly. I hope I understand your question.
Verbal and vocal, they both sound similar, right? That's why.
No. Verbal means it's a words. Just words, a plain words.
Okay.
Just a plain words. That's why I'm going to explain it. Okay. See, most of the time you can utter whatever words you want, but whether your audience receive or not, that doesn't matter. So that actually matters. That's why we are saying public speaking, how much you deliver doesn't matter, how much your audience receive, that matters. Because most of the time you talk to a person for hours, but after the hour, 1 hour, what they receive, nothing. Sometimes they can be there physically, but their mind wandering here and there. That's why most of the words are not going to their mind or their heart. That's why words are ineffective, like this vehicle. So this is a big truck, right? Big one and very powerful vehicle, just like your words. It's all empty. This vehicle is empty. What's the use of if you are driving this vehicle 300 from Kanyakumari to Kashmir without having that truck? This is being empty. This if you are driving the vehicle from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, it's utter waste of your fuel and no use of driving this vehicle for such a long distance, right? Because it's empty. You are not going to achieve anything. Your words are just like this vehicle, empty. Until unless you have something in your vehicle. That same way, it's applicable to your words also. So your words should carry some emotions, some message. That's why it's only 7%. So we have around 7 emotions. Our words and body language and vocal our tones should convey the emotions according to that particular sentence or particular message you want to convey. And this I already informed you because I have to little bit hurry because I have to complete that within 30 minutes. So it's a kind of wide subject. We can't cover within 30 minutes. It's a body language means we can take around 2 hours, but I can't take that much. So as a speaker, you need to focus the audience heart as well as the brain. What does mean? You have to be logical as well as you have to target your audience right side brain. That means emotionally you have to connect with your audience. That's the main point. These are the non-verbal communication. It's including body language. Everything we can't cover because most of them it's a little bit professional. We don't need to understand everything within the 30 minutes. We can't cover that. But let us say that most of the leaders' gestures and body language, they signify something. For MGR, he had this kind of two leaf, right? This is his symbol. When Annadurai, it's a symbol. Truller, it's a symbol. This is Gandhi also, it's a symbol. So you have to understand clearly what exactly they are trying to say that. Actually, there's a joke. I am not going to crack that joke right now because let's move. Okay, this is the body language. Body language, these are the 3 elements we need to understand about the body language. Kinesics, proxemics, haptics. Something about is how you are moving your body. That's a kinesics. Proxemics is the distance between the speakers or the persons you are, the distance between the two or between your audience and you. That's called proxemics. How much distance you are maintaining. That's a proxemics. Haptics means touching. While you are talking, let it be a handshake or if you are touching somebody, through that touch, how you are conveying your message. That's proxemics. The main important thing in facial expression, most of us are very poor at that. Because through our facial expression, we can convey a lot of things. We can understand what kind of emotion you are in. So this part is very important to ensure that. Look at this picture. Just look at the tip of the kids. What do you feel? Something pleasant, right? Yes, Deepak. How you feel?
Feeling pleasant.
Pleasant, yeah. You too want to smile along with the baby, right? That's a power of facial expression. And now look at the tip of the nose for 2 seconds. How many of you want to, yeah, right? That's a power of facial expression. So I don't want to keep on this one because this is all based on research. Through your facial expression, you can express whatever you want and you can influence your audience. So this is one of our champion in international speech, Dhananjaya. See, look at the facial expression. So there are a lot of emotions you can convey through your facial expression: happiness, sadness, disgust, surprise, contempt, anger, and fear. Every facial expression has significant things. For example, this is surprise means, see, these are the way. Wrinkles, raised eyebrows, stretched eyelids, these are the way we can. This is a fear. The fear means mouth is a little bit open, our eyes have that. These are the things. Every emotion has different things. Happiness, dissatisfaction. So this is the very important when you are as a speaker, when you are delivering something, just try to bring whatever the emotions you want to convey to your audience on your face. Most of the time, we don't have that facial expression. We're simply having that pale expression and we are saying, conveying something. I'm happy. Without showing the happiness in on your face, how you can convey that it is I'm happy. I have to say I'm happy. I'm sad. I'm sad. Just try to express. So not only your words should convey your emotion, your facial expression, your body language, your gestures, everything should express your emotion also. Next, very paramount important in your communication is the gestures. What is gestures? The way you are moving the hands. So there are a lot of kind of gestures. Something is descriptive gesture, something is emphatic gesture, something is suggestive, another one is prompting. See, kind of descriptive is a clarify and enhance a verbal message. For example, you can say that this is a round shape. This is a round shape. The ball was round. The earth was round. Earth is round. Or something you are saying that with your descriptive, with your gestures. And empathic. That means underscores a verbal message. Friends, I am saying that, believe it. This is something I am saying that. Or something symbol or ideas or emotions. For example, this is a victory symbol, right? We are going to win. Friends, we are going to win. So this is a suggestive. And some other things are prompting. Prompting means I can ask you, friends, please raise your hands. So when I ask somebody to raise their hand, myself, I am raising my hands. This is the prompting. So when I do that, they will also do that. That's a prompting gestures. So as a speaker, you need to do all kind of gestures. Look at the every gestures he is conveying. This is the prompting gestures. Please raise your hand. The speech, he asked the audience to raise their hands. So another one is, this is a very important thing. So before that, let me come to a point. Without changing your words, without changing the tone of your words, you can change the meaning of your message. The problem here is we have a virtual meeting. I can't do most of the things that's required for a body language. In person, we can make a lot of things, and here we have a lot of restrictions. No problem. So we don't want to blame for that. So see, now I'm going to tell something. Just imagine that I'm going to introduce my mentor to you all. Just imagine my mentor is here. I'm going to introduce him to you all with same word, but 3 types of gestures. First, ladies and gentlemen, meet my mentor. He is my mentor. Whatever the achievement, whatever I did so far, he is responsible. Same thing. I repeat my gestures. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my mentor. Whatever I did, he is responsible. Right? Again, ladies and gentlemen, he is my mentor. Whatever I did, he is responsible. And next one, ladies and gentlemen, he is my mentor. Whatever I did, he is responsible. What's the difference? When I say that, ladies and gentlemen, he is my mentor. Whatever I did, he is responsible. When I say that, ladies and gentlemen, he is my mentor. Whatever I did, he is responsible. And third, ladies and gentlemen, he is my mentor. Whatever I did, he is responsible. What's the difference?
In the first gesture, some humbleness was there when you said like this.
Exactly. So when I say that, I am introducing my mentor to you all with pride. Ladies and gentlemen, he is my mentor. Whatever I did, he is responsible. That means whatever I did, the credit will go to him. But the second one is, ladies and gentlemen, he is the culprit. Ladies and gentlemen, he is my mentor. Whatever I did, he is responsible. Means whatever the mistake you are finding in my speech or whatever I did, I'm not responsible. He is responsible. Right? This is a culprit. I'm pinpointing him. That same sentence, without changing the voice modulation or anything, just changing the gestures you are changing. The third one is, ladies and gentlemen, he's my mentor. Whatever I did, he's responsible. That means it's kind of sarcastic. Even our mentor, he's my mentor. Just look at that. He's our leader. If you are saying that in your office, he's our team leader. That's the pride. When you say that he's our team leader. So please excuse us. He's our team leader. Whatever punishment you want to give for the failure, you can ask. When somebody talk about the today's TMOD, talk about the success story, right? So this is a pinpointing that problem. I am not responsible. Buck passing. He's responsible. And last one is our team leader. Actually, I am the senior. I am supposed to be the team leader, but this guy is team leader, right? Changing that gestures you can change. Same manner, if you ask, just imagine this is your sitting arrangement. If I'm asking somebody, for example, Karthikeyan, he's sitting at the corner. Karthikeyan, would you come here? Lakshmi Narayana, would you go there? Same sentence. Karthikeyan, come here. Lakshmi Narayana, go there. Karthikeyan, come here. Lakshmi Narayana, go there. Can you find the difference? First, when I say that, Karthikeyan, please come here. That means it's a polite. I'm not commanding. When I say that facing down palm gestures, I am commanding. Karthikeyan, go there. It's my order, right? Even though I didn't imply that, with my gestures I am implying. That's a way we can change the meaning of gestures. As somebody asked, that what's the difference between words and the body language or the vocal? This is the difference. So let's go to our subject again. So this is called palm up gestures. Open palm gesture means it's I'm not hiding anything. It's a honesty, openness, trustworthiness. So most of the time we are doing this way. That's why in the court and all they are saying that whatever I'm saying, that's true. So whenever you are talking, just show the palm to your audience. That will give you a credit, or you can create that credibility. Because you are saying that whatever I'm saying, that's true. That's why most of the professional speakers, they are using these gestures. They are not using these gestures. Okay. Because this is honesty, and they won't feel that they are being commanded. But these gestures, palm down approaches, are commanding gestures, as you witness that. See, this is a commanding gesture. I am the boss here. Just listen. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. That's a gesture. So don't use these kinds of gestures when you are talking to your audience or boss or anyone. Don't use this gesture. Always use this kind of gestures, because that will give that amicable situation, or they will feel that so comfortable to talk to you. They won't feel that you are the bossy attitude or something. They won't feel like that. So this is the Hitlers, right? Palm down. Hail Hitler. So when you are using this gesture, you are almost like the Hitler. Just imagine what would happen if Hitler used this gesture, like Hail Hitler or something. So he would not be a dictator, right? So that's a power of gestures. Something is chopping gestures. That's authority. I'm the boss here, just listen. So when you are giving a speech or when you are talking to somebody, just take care of your gestures, because that's going to be a lot. And this, when you, as a listener also, you need to be very careful about your gestures and all. These clenched gestures or the hands together is something one with nervousness. Even though you are smiling, you are hiding something. You are not so free to talk. You are not having that open mind. Look at the Biden gestures. You know that there is a Cold War between China and Pakistan, America, right? Even though they are smiling, look at that gestures. That means he is still feeling something inside. He's hiding something. The same manner that Chinese president also. Look at these gestures. You can understand. They need not say, convey anything. You can understand the enmity or the tension between the two. And also look at the shoe of the Obama. It's not pointing towards Putin, right? That means he is not at all interested in that speech. So every gestures, let it be intentional or unintentional or micro expression, that through that we can predict. Most of the FBI or some other Indian detectives or something, they are watching everything. When you are conveying something, your pupils, through your eye pupils, they can understand whether you are saying something. They can detect whether you are lying or not. So look at the hand gestures. He's dominating, right? Putin is trying to dominate, and they are very, very careful about their gestures. Look at the Putin's eye; he's looking at Obama's hands, and Obama is looking at Putin's hand. So they are consciously aware of that. They are trying to dominate each other, one another. And this is a gesture called bossy. I'm the boss here. When you are sitting, suppose most of the time, you might have witnessed these kinds of gestures at office, particularly the boss. When you are entering their cabin, they may sit like this. I'm the boss here. This is called alpha male body language. I'm the boss. Whatever you are listening, whatever you are saying, I'm never going to take it seriously. This is because I will command what I want. I'm not here to listen what you are going to say. I'm here to command. So this is a problem. So most of the time, if you are saying something to them, they will reflect. They will not listen. So that's a very powerful gesture. So avoid these gestures. Suppose if you are delivering a speech or if you are in a meeting, don't please avoid this kind of gesture because this will give a bad impact. And most of the time, our gestures are within the elbow. That means we are using these kinds of gestures. Please look at my picture. So otherwise I stop this. This is our gesture. So I want to talk something. I am going to do something. This is the gestures between the elbow. The problem is if you are using this within the elbow, it's almost like a boxing. What you are doing. Somebody is giving a punch. What you are doing it. Please don't do that. Don't do it. It's a defense. But as a speaker, your job is not to defend. As a speaker, your job is to deliver. So your gesture, the hand gesture should be out of your elbow. When you are delivering a speech, if I am going to say that, friends, I am going to give a speech about the inspiration, motivation. No, friends, I am going to give a speech about motivation. So it should be out of your elbow. At the same time, it should not go beyond your body. Like, I'm going to talk like this. Because most of the time, our gestures, through our gestures, we are conveying who we are. We will feel the confidence. Even, again, another research says that when you are using the open gestures like this, you feel so confident because your cortisol, that stress hormone level, decrease. So that's why most of the time, the winners, after winning, they are showing these gestures. Let's show that. See, avoid these unwanted gestures, means out of the box. See, another way of your the benefit of gesture is we can compress two things. For example, if you want to compress two things, this is the earth, this is the moon. So this is earth, this is moon. The next time I need not say that this is earth because you can understand that whatever I am having in my left hand is earth. This is the moon. So this and that, when you are doing some comparison, just ensure that this and that, this one and that one. So you can give clarity to your audience that what you are talking. So that way you can use your gestures like this, this or that kind of gestures. And when you are saying something, but listen, friends, it's a very important, be careful. So that power, you are enhancing your message with your gestures. So this thing I'm going to say exactly that's what I want to convey. So when you are an audience or when you are saying something, I'm not going to believe that. So, and this is very positive gestures. Hey, I'm so interested to conduct this session. Shall we? So when you are going to give a presentation, just if you are using that, okay, let's move on. That means you are so interested, your eagerness. And keep it in mind, remember this, from my heart, I really mean it. So these are the gestures they are using. Many speakers or politicians are using to get the audience or the public credibility. That's a very important as a speaker. They are using that I'm saying from my heart. Believe it. They will not say that I am saying from my heart. They would say that you can believe me. Gestures. And some gestures are considered as a positive one. Small change in your gestures may spoil that particular point, or it will go against your point. So for example, this is called something, they are feeling so proud, authoritative, having this particular gestures. Same gestures is something different. It's a frustration. Just look at the small change in that gestures. It's a nervousness. See, the more the nervous you are, the upper you will grip your hand. And some problem in gestures are same gestures would give different meaning. For example, this particular gesture, hand gestures. This is okay. Next, it's a super, right? This is a coin also. Okay. When Buddha says something, it's a peace or something. Like when actor Surya says, it's a super saranastra. Right? Same gestures, but different meaning. So you need to understand the culture of that people, particularly if you are going to deliver a speech in Japan and all. You have to understand what gestures you should use. Sometimes your gesture may spoil or it will kill your presentation or even business. So also this is a Baba kind of symbol in India, but in America it's a different meaning. So country to country different. Same manner this one. This is also different in different countries. This is a come. Some places, if you are using this is in Japan, you can use these gestures to come. Hey, come. Or USA, you can use hey, come. Hey, please come. They would not take it negatively. Just imagine if you are using these gestures in your office. Hey, come. What would be the impact? They would then, do you think I am a dog? You are using these gestures, right? So just be careful about the particular gestures or any gestures. And next is called postures. How you are standing, how you are sitting, that would signify something, who you are. So gestures are very important in not only public speaking, in real life also. Apart from it will help you to emphasize your message, it will also reveal who you are, what personality you have. Look at this picture. They are waiting for an interview. We can predict who is better candidate. Everyone has some problems. The way they sit, the way they walk, the way they stand, we can predict. Look at the, out of the 4 ways, same girl, but this is the last one is the one who is so confident, right? I told you that about the open gestures. Most of the time after winning the race or winning something, you are showing these gestures. I'm the winner here. So as a speaker, when you try to motivate or when you try to inspire somebody, you need to use these kinds of open gestures. So you yourself showcase as a winner. Then only your audience will understand, okay, this guy is so confident. Otherwise, if you are using the slouch shoulder or something, you are not using the open gesture, the closed gestures, then it will give a negative impact. So these are the power, high power body language and low power body language. So look at this guy. This guy is sitting. This is called alpha male. That kind of. So most of the time, that alpha male, the confident speakers, they are exposing their vulnerable parts. What are the vulnerable parts? This is the neck. This is the vulnerable, and next that chest part, and these are the parts. If you are exposing that, you are so confident or dominating. But when you feel that you are not so confident, most of the time you are trying to hide those vulnerable parts. Look at that. You can't find that neck part. He's hiding his chest also. You can just imagine a dog in a dog fight. You know that one who is losing usually show these kinds of gestures. So winners always using and occupying the space with the open gestures. As a speaker, your duty is be a winner, not a loser. Because loser, just look at this guy. After losing, well, if you are going to deliver a speech like this, nobody is going to listen. You should be a winner. So next, very important part is eye contact. Why eye contact? Because eye is the bridge between a speaker and an audience. Whatever you are saying that you are talking, it's being conveyed to your audience through your eye contact. Just imagine that if I ask you a question like, hey, what's your name? Nobody is going to answer that. Because everyone is thinking that this question is not for me. It's for others. Just imagine that you are in front of me. I'm looking at Senthil Kumar. I'm looking at his eyes. If I ask, what's your name? Senthil Kumar will immediately reflect that, hey, my name is Senthil Kumar. Why? Because he feels that this question is for me. He asked me. He's talking to me. So that's the way he is replying immediately, right? So as a speaker, you need to talk to your audience and your audience would feel that this message is for me. Lakshmi, whether we are passing that time limit? Toastmaster Lakshmi? For the beginners, Lakshmi, we are.
Lakshmi sir are mute.
Okay, no problem. I think it is a problem. Okay, let's wrap it. So this is the body language. Eye contact is very important. So when you are delivering a speech in front of your audience, just divide your audience. Means, for example, if it is a square, you divide it in A, B, C, D. So you need to look at everyone, but it's not possible. So how we can do is just divide that audience A, B, C. And every block, you just have a look and just move to next block, B, next to C, D. Again, you repeat D, C, B, A. So when you are doing that, your audience will feel that he is covering everyone. Most of the time, we look at the one guy who is always nodding his head. We are looking at him and we are delivering that. So others will feel that they are being excluded. They would feel that he's not talking to me. He's talking to that particular person. So try to cover everyone, at least a block, a group of people. So they would feel that at the same time, you should not stare at your audience. If you are staring them, they would feel that, unfortunately, I can't do that kind of demonstration here because it's online. Otherwise, it would be very helpful if we can talk and we can do some kind of demonstration in person. No problem, we can do it whenever we are going to meet. So don't stare at your audience. because they would feel that uncomfortable. Why he's always staring at me? This is the eye contact. And next part is the distance I told you. So maintain a proper eye contact. There are a lot of gazing, eye gazing, power gazing, social gaze, intimate gaze. What is power gazing? See, when you are talking to a person, let it be a person, individual or a group. Most of the time, when you are talking the individual, just try to look at. Don't look at their eyes because it would feel like you are staring at them. Instead, you can look at this particular face. This is called power gaze. That means you are power. You are a boss. If you are looking at them and you are talking to them, they can't somewhat. They will feel that okay, this guy is so serious. I want to tell him something, whatever I know, like that. This is a power gaze. Usually, the policeman or the boss or good speaker, they will look at this part and they will talk to you so that you can't escape. And this is called social gaze. When you are going to a friend and you can look at this part, it's not a nose. At this triangle, this is called social gaze. And another one is called intimate gazing. You should avoid that. And this is a power gaze. This is a social gaze, and this one is intimate gazing. That means you should avoid this. It's not allowed other than with your spouse or maybe a girlfriend or boyfriend. Otherwise, it would be interpreted in a wrong way. You are not doing, you can't develop good communication with this particular person if you are using the intimate gaze. A lot of things about eye contact. It's about something about research oriented. It's not so important for a public speaking. And connect with that, include everyone, as I said, that hold eye contact through keywords and connect, don't stare. Next is proxemics. I told you that. What is proxemics? The way you are maintaining the distance. When you are talking to a person, let it be individual or in a social gathering, try to maintain that distance required for that particular event. For example, it's an intimate touching or intimate zone. It's called 0 to 18 inch. That means with your spouse or with your friend or with your child or somebody so close to you that you can use this intimate touching, not to the colleague or not to somebody in office or something. Personal close to 1.5 feet to 2.5 feet. This is you can maintain with your colleague or office staff or somebody. In a social close, the social is around 4 feet to 7 feet. This is the way we are. Suppose we are going to a meeting or a party, there you can do that. Public means you are giving a speech or something, there you can maintain the long distance. This is a distance. What will happen that when you are not maintaining that distance, it will give a negative. They will not be so comfortable to receive your message. So this is a positive, around 46 centimeters when you are talking to a colleague or friend. But when you are just entering their personal zone, they will feel that uncomfortable. So maintain that distance also. And because they will feel trouble, they defense you or become aggressive, some kind of retaliation. So these are the distance problems. So try to avoid whatever distance you don't want in that particular communication. So maintain the proper distance also. So with that, I think we reach next time. So you can ask any question if you have. So unfortunately, we can't cover everything within the 30 minutes. I think I took much time already. Naranji, we are good?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know the time. I thought timer is working on it, but I missed it.
No problem, no problem. So if you have any question, I'm happy to answer. If you don't have, then also I'm happy to hand it over back to the PMO.
Yeah, thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Vivekananda. That was a wonderful speech about the body language in the speech. I learned something new about the body language from you also. And Now we can move on to the next segment. It is a prepared speech. The prepared speech is like to give the detail about the what we are going to tell to the audience. The prepared speech will have the header and the body and the conclusion. And today our first speech speech crafter is delivering his speech to talk about our speakers. He is from Tanjavur and a software professional with a bachelor degrees in physics, having worked in marketing industry for a couple of years. Then he shifted to IT industries. His hobbies are roaming with the friends and family. Before I call upon our speaker onto the stage, request his evaluator, distinction Toastmaster Ratish, to read out the speech objective.
Thank you, Tia Moody. The speaker is to present a talk that is organized in a manner that leads the audience to clearly defined goal. The speech includes a beginning, a body, and a conclusion. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, distinction Toastmaster. Speech crafter Venkatesh, my favorite leader, Swami Vivekananda. My favorite leader, Swami Vivekananda. Stage is yours. Venkatesh, you are speaking mute, Venkatesh.
Sorry. Hi, all. Good morning. Today I am talking about my favorite leader with the Swami Vivekananda. First, I will tell why I am taking the Swami Vivekananda first things. So, Swami Vivekananda is given the great philosophies assets to the Indias, and it is the modern Vedanta and Raj Yoga, great inspiration of the youth. So that's why I'm taking for that Swami Vivekananda speech. About the Swami Vivekananda, he was born on 12th January 1863 in Calcutta. He was highly influenced by his guru Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. So he has given the world famous speech in Chicago, USA in 1893. What are the inspired? I have inspired from his. The following mantra inspired me, and it is increase my confidence. It's my self-confidence to myself. Make life's aim and incorporate that idea into your life. The first of mantra, and second one, until you can trust yourself, you cannot trust the God. So these two, I take it up, and how I benefit inspired with these mantras. Early in initial stage, when I started in my career in IT industry, I was not interested to learn the programming language. So that's the reason I chose my testing areas. There is no need to programming, only the testing of the applications. So like that, I'm working on that. Later, I got some inspirations. So what we got trouble, where we are trouble, we can achieve that one. So I have to learn in the automation, in the testing area itself, I have to learn the programming language with Java, VB scripts, other languages. Now I have a confidence where I have to develop a separate automation frameworks for an individual from the scratch level. So this is these mantras inspired me to increase my confidence and my job also. My personally and my job level confidence will be increased in the Vivekananda inspired mantras. So apart from my personal careers, have a lot of things. I haven't believed that myself, and I can achieve more goals in my personal lives, even the buying house or maintain the families, everything with the positive flow. Positively, we handle in this goals. My personal goals also there. So this is what I'm talking about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Venkatesh, for the wonderful speech about the Swami Vivekananda. And our next speaker, speech crafter, Vimal, is delivering a speech to talk about our speaker, software professional with a master degree, and his hobbies are roaming with the friends and spending time with family. And before I call upon our speaker on stage, requester is Evaluator Lakshmi Narayana to set the objective. We already know the objective of the purpose speech, and speech crafter Vimal, stage is yours. Speech crafter Vimal, stage is yours.
Sarwan, just a minute, just want to confirm, speech crafter Vimal is doing his project 3 speech, right?
No, Lakshmi, he's doing a second project.
Okay, good. Thanks. Thank you. Please go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmasters and speech crafters. We are living in the modern world, actually. Many technologies are developed. We are having the 5G network. We have so many technology tools are available. We are communicating each other in the same time. Some of the middle-aged peoples do not have better communication with anyone. They are still living in the closed gate, even don't know what is going on in the new world. Any guess who they are? Yeah, none other than hostlers, young age hostlers. You know, I have many experience in that because once I completed my 5th standard, my father sent me to hostel. I didn't go alone. Actually, I just gone with my friend. His name is Johnson. We both joined in a hostel for our higher studies. You know, when we watch the hostel warden, we think that he's look like a drill master. He's holding the whistle, he's compelling us to do this and that. He's making us to adopt our life in the new environment. But we are not interested to fit ourselves. So we started scolding our parents. The parents came to the visit and they convinced us. But I convinced myself, but my friend didn't convince. So he's still with the same mindset 3 years passed. Then his parents accepted. He went back to his native, lived there, started his new career with new friends. This time, his mindset totally different. He stopped to love his parents. He making new friends, younger than him, not in his same age. He loved one girl. He proposed to her. She neglected him. He came back and planned to give up his life. Has taken a poison. On the death day, very heavy pain in his heart. He informed to his parents. The parents taken him to hospital. The last hours of his death, cousin asked him, "Why did you communicate this to us earlier?" He simply said the word, "No one is loving me. How can I communicate this? No one is taking care of me. How can I communicate this?" Then he left us. Most of the hostelers living the same life. They are not listening other words. Because I am the living example. I will not have better opinion on my parents until I become a parent. Now I realized the commitment and our lifestyles. Then I agreed. So hostelers, most of the time, they are thinking their own life. Hostel life giving many things. I agree. They can take their own decision. They can give a solution for each and every problem, their own on sudden manner. They will not wait others' opinions. They simply give a solution. It look like better for them. And moreover, the hostelers will not love others. They will love themselves very more compared to others. You may think that I also studied in the hostel. I am also have the experience in that. How can you say that? I'm not saying that college life hostel is totally different from school life hostel. Even though the school life hostel, small age school life hostel is totally different. Because in the college life, college life hostelers having the better opinion, they know their commitment, family commitment, they are willing to accept that they are going there and living the pleasant life, even though no restriction in the college life hostels. But in the school life hostel, many restrictions are there. We cannot communicate with the people who is sitting next to us. So many restrictions is there. So the people are thinking themselves and they are motivating themselves. They're thinking that they are alone. So this kind of cultivation is developing in our mindset while we are in the school days hostels. So I recommend all the parents not to send your children to hostel in the small ages, like, from 11 to 13, because I'm a living example. I have experienced many things. I will not listen other words simply. So I recommend all the parents not to send your children 11 to 13 years to hostel, because they will take some wrong decisions. I conclude my speech up to this. Thank you very much, Toastmasters and Speechcrafters.
Thank you, Vimba. That was a wonderful speech about the hostel life. I will not have an experience about the hostel life, but I'm always staying with my family. So thank you for all the detailed explanation about the hostel life and everything. And next, our speaker, Speechcrafter Charles, is delivering his prepared speech 3. To talk about our speaker, he is a software professional with a master degree, and his hobbies are playing cricket and tennis. Before I call upon our speaker on to stage, request is Evaluator, Toastmaster Ishwaran. We already know of the objective of the prepared speech. Speechcrafter Charles, happiness. Stage is yours, Charles.
Saravanan, sorry to interruption. So the third
Yes,
project
yes,
is
technician.
third speaker doing third project. So this
Yes.
we need to read out, right? Early two speakers did second project. So this is third project. So I request Evaluator to read the objective.
Yes, Ishwara. So
yeah, will do. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. And special good morning to my target speaker, Speechcrafter Charles. The speaker is to prepare a speech that has a clear general purpose to inform, persuade, entertain, or inspire, and the specific purpose. This speech is to be organized in a manner that best achieves these purposes. The beginning, body, and conclusion should all tie into reinforce the purposes. The speaker is to project sincerity and conviction and strive not to use notes. Any nervousness displayed should be minimal. Allotted time is 4 to 5 minutes. All the best. Speechcrafter Charles. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Ishwaran, for explaining the detail, the objective of the one. Speechcrafter Charles, happiness. Stage is yours.
Happiness is a journey, not a destination. Good morning, friends. My name is Charles Anthony Swami. I'm going to talk about happiness, why it is important today. How many of you believe happiness is not a money? Raise your hands. Oh, good. Almost everyone. How many wants more money and a good hike this time? Raise your hands. Oh, everyone. That's great. So the happiness will change time to time. I want to start with one good story. Gujarati doctor and Tamil tester. I'm not relating anybody, just overall. The Gujarati doctor has advertised 20 rupees for the fees, and if you are not satisfied, he will give back 100 rupees. So Tamil tester is decided, he challenged his friends, say that, let me get this 100 rupees. This looks very easy deal for me. He just went to the doctor and asked, doctor, I lost my taste. Please help me to correct it. Then doctor reviewed it and called compounder. Can you get the bottle number 22 and put some drops on his tongue? The compounder asked to open the tank and he He just put 2 drops. Then he started shouting, "Hey, this is a petrol. Why are you putting on my tongue?" The doctor said, "Oh, good. You got your taste back. Give me my 20 rupees." Then he just went back. So it's a tester, right? He always have the strong thought. We need to win something. We need to find the motive. Actually, got to go. Second attempt, he just went to the doctor and said, "Sorry, doctor, about the last time. This time I lost my memory. So I'm not able to think anything. It's completely, I forgot. I don't have anything. I just, please help me out, do something for me to get it back." Doctor thought through it and said, "Computer, can you get the bottle number 22? Immediately started shouting, "Hey, that is a petrol, don't bring it to me." Then I said, "Oh, good, you got your memory back. Give me the 20 rupees back." So then he just went back and he was thinking through, somehow we have to get that 100 rupees. He just thought through his day in, day out. Then the third attempt, he just went to the doctor. He said, "Doctor, I lost my eyesight. I'm not able to see anybody. I have nothing to say." Then doctor said this time, "Okay, I'm not eye specialist anymore. So I have to give my 100 rupees back. I have to give 100 rupees as promised to you." Then he called compounder, "Get the 100 rupees and give it to him." So compounder gave the 20 rupees. He saw the 20 rupees and said, "Hey, why you are cheating me? This is 20 rupees. Where is my 100 rupees? That's it. The doctor said, "Oh, good, you got your eyesight back. Give me the 20 rupees back." You never win against Guju, right? This is not a moral of story. This is a happiness. See, the happiness we are thinking today is all as a utility value. Not, it doesn't have a happiness value. For example, we are buying a laptop, we are buying a car, mobile, watch, land, property, whatever it is. Everything has a utility value. It doesn't have any happiness value. Year 2004, we all know tsunami struck Tamil Nadu. Chennai, Kadalur, Nagapattinam is completely impacted. My native is Kadalur, so it was completely impacted. I was in Bangalore. 10 of my friends pulled 10K each, and we got the 1 lakh rupees. I got my local friend, Kadalur friend. He was my college mate. So he helped me to find 2 students who were studied in first year of college. We gave 50 lakhs each for their education and rehabilitation. Then they worked and they completed. We don't have any touch after 18 years. Last week I went to my native. Immediately he called, "Can you come over?" I just went over and I just saw, I introduced 2 gentlemen. One is working in SAP consultant in Bangalore. Another one is a school teacher in the local. I'm not able to control my emotion. I was so happy. I don't know how to express that feeling. That's a great feeling. I'm not suggesting you to donate something, but this is a happiness we have to do. We are all dreamers today. As a dream. Make every moment filled with the joy and happiness along with your dream. The right time to happy is right now, not tomorrow and some other day. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. That was giving a detailed explanation about the happiness. Now move on to our next speaker, speech crafter, Deepak. He is delivering his speech, prepared speech 3. To talk about our speaker, he is a software professional with a master degree and work in mechanical industry for a couple of years and moved to the IT industry. His hobby is always cricket is a passion. Now also he stand on the road when the kids are playing gully cricket, and still it is continue now. And before I call upon our speaker onto the stage, request is Evaluator, Toastmaster, Vignesh. We already know the objective of the prepared speech 3. Speech crafter, Deepak. World's costliest software bug. World's costliest software bug. Stage is yours, Deepak.
Thank you, TM Udi Saravana. The specific purpose of my speech is to inform. Good morning, dear Toastmasters and speech crafters. The world's most dangerous laptop was in auction recently. The 10-inch Samsung laptop had 6 malwares in it, installed in it. I love you, my doom, so big, wanna cry, black energy, dark tequila. So these are the 6 malwares that are installed in that laptop. All these malwares altogether cost a damage of $95 billion to the world. A whopping amount, isn't it? Are these viruses alone the issues that cause the problems? It's not the case always. So lack of attention, lack of communication, poor software testing can cause a shocking financial losses and even people's death. Yes, I'm going to speak on world's costliest software bugs. Before we move on to the cost of software, let me give a brief of what is a software bug. A program error in a software that could make the software work in an unexpected manner is a software bug. All right. So with this introductory note, let me share you my first case history. The Mars orbiter, it was sent to Mars to explore the planet and to send the photos of it. The planned duration of the trip was 9 months, and it was launched in the year 1998, the month of December. The orbiter was expected to enter into the orbit in September 1999. When the orbiter neared the planet, it suddenly slowed down and headed towards Mars and disappeared. The analysis of mistakes showed that the orbiter has lowered to 57 kilometers instead of the planned altitude of 119 kilometers. And the reason was due to a minor miscalculation. There were 2 development teams involved in that particular project. One was NASA and the other was Lockheed engineers. Lockheed engineers used the British system of metrics to calculate the measures, and NASA was using the metric system. So this difference caused the satellite to be lowered down to 57 meters instead of 57 kilometers instead of 119 kilometers, the expected altitude. So this difference cost around $200 million loss about 25 years ago. Just think of its cost now with the inflation counted. The next incident is about a satellite launch vehicle, Ariane 5. It didn't take that long as my earlier case history, the Mars orbiter. It just exploded in 39 seconds of its launch. The software used for the Ariane 5 was originally developed for Ariane 4. So this Ariane 5 had a powerful engine, more powerful engine, and it had higher speeds as well. Since the same software of Ariane 4 was used here, the program tried to store a 64-digit number in a 16-bit space, so which the program couldn't do. And this resulted in a loss of $220 million to the European Space Agency. Have you heard of the costliest hyphen of the world? A program missed an hyphen in it, and this has resulted in an explosion of a satellite. The great mess of insurance, it happened in the year 2003 in Grand Rapids Hospital, Michigan. Around 8,500 people were declared dead, but all were sound and safe. Once a patient dies, an entry is made into the hospital record, and it in turn triggers an alert to the insurance companies for them to cover up. The people are surprised to see the insurance people at their doorsteps. It was actually a minor error in the configuration. The status was updated as 20, that is death, instead of discharge 01. Instead of the code 01, it has updated as 20. So lives today are technology driven, and it has become a way of it, right? At the same time, a minor glitch can cause huge undesirable consequences and losses. I particularly chose this topic since I wanted to share with you the importance of the hardware testing and quality assurance, and we all can be proud of taking up this wondrous profession. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Saravana.
Thank you, Deepak, for the wondrousness explanation about what is the quality and what is the quality to deliver. Yeah. next go on to our next speaker, speech crafter Karthikeyan. He is delivering his speech, prepared speech 3, to talk about our speaker, software professional with a master degree, and his hobbies are roaming with the friends and family, and he love to traveling. Before I call upon our speaker onto the stage, request is evaluated Toastmaster Vignesh, and we already know the objective of prepared speech 3. Speech crafter Karthikeyan, information technology. Information technology. Stage is your
Saravanan,
Karthikeyan.
sorry for the interruption. Karthikeyan will be evaluated by DTM Ratish.
Yeah, sorry, Vignesh. Yeah, stage is yours, Karthikeyan.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. So, good morning, Toastmaster and speech crafters. Today, I'm going to talk about IT, information technology. Working in IT sector is one of the ambition in my schooling days. Now I am working as a IT professor. Thank God. When I got the first job in IT, is the wondrous moment for me. IT changed my life. Not only my life, my family status also moved to next level. IT, information technology, most popular career and the fastest growing industry in the world. There are several success stories we had. There are several success stories about people who choose this field for their career and now top of their life. The information technology makes the wondrous situation in the whole world. Wherever we go, the IT will follow you. In our day-to-day life, the IT will be there. The biggest advantage of choosing the information technology for a career is that it has a very low cost of education as compared to many other career choices. Tons of opportunities available in the outside world. Not mandatory to study the 4-year degree program to become IT professional. We can get a quick training to be certified in specific areas of IT to become an IT professional. The IT industry is growing at a speed much faster than other industry. An IT professional never stop learning and must always stay on top of their latest technology in order to successful in the field. IT plays very important role in other departments as well. IT makes life easier. Because of technology, many industries increase their productivity, reduce the production cost, and increase the profit. Another important fact, it's not only important fact, and it's a well-known fact that information technology professionals are paid well compared to other professionals. If you have a good knowledge and experience in IT sector, you will earn more. Overall, the IT changed many people's lives to upper level. IT professionals must know that in order to succeed in the IT field, they must be committed to learning and adapting to new technology. Growing up, IT industry is very fast. Similarly, the IT people also ready to learn new technologies. If not, they will be little dull in their life. Learn well and grow well. Learn always and grow always. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks, sir. Over to speech crafter Saravanan. Thanks.
Thank you, Karthikeyan. And move on to our next speaker, speech crafter Ranjit is delivering his prepared speech 3 to talk about our speech crafter. He is from Thoothukudi and is a software professional with a bachelor degree, and his hobbies is spending most of the time with his son, and always is going to spending the weekend on his son with his son. Before I call upon our speaker onto the stage, he requested the evaluator Lakshmi, and we already know the objective of prepared speech 3. Speech crafter Ranjit, technology improved. Technology improved. Stage is yours, Ranjit.
Thank you, Saran. Good morning, my dear speech crafters and Toastmaster. In today's world, people cannot live without technologies such as televisions, mobile phones, computers, and other electronic gadgets. Technologies are increasing day by day. As a result, the technologies have changed our life in many ways, including education, communications, business, and simplifying our task. Easy way to purchase in online. In order to purchase the items through online, we need a smartphone or laptop with internet that provides an opportunity to get desired items. What you that is, you can purchase your items while sitting at home or office, and the replacement policy also available. So when we consider that the order items was not comfortable or not fit for us, we can exchange it within a defined period. And to attract more business, they are providing discounts like free shipping, bulk order purchases, and discounts to credit cards and debit cards. So people tend to prefer purchase items through online. Social networking, before internet era, it was impossible to stay in touch with the people far away. And those days, it was very difficult to convey the message to the people staying away. And the message may take 2 or 3 days time to reach them, even if Telegram is used. In today's world, everything is just in time. Helps students on pandemic times. Students' studies were not spoiled, especially during pandemic. The education institutions conducted online classes for them, and the students have attended the online exam by using smartphones or laptops. These are the greatest advantage of internet and modern technologies. However, every coin has two sides, so the technologies too. Following points I consider as disadvantage. That is first point, loss on retail business. Few retail and wholesale business such as textiles, electronic, supermarkets, which were doing very well in 19th are now in loss due to the
Vignesh, I think Ranjit was.
And more varieties. Second point, children's addicted into online games. Nowadays, most of the parents working from home, in order to do their office work without getting disturbed by the children, parents voluntarily providing their smartphone to their children. They play online games, making them addict and then spoiling their studies. Conclusions, use technologies for good purpose. Nowadays, online shopping is growing very rapidly, especially after pandemic. Online business making retail and wholesale business running in loss. So my suggestion is to compare the price of the product you have decided to purchase in online and with markets, then purchase it from the retail shop, as many people are working and depending on this business. Avoid providing smartphones to your children apart from online classes. Thank you. Back to speech chapter Saravana.
Thank you, Ranjit, for the wondrous speech about the technologies improved and the disadvantage how we are using. And our next speaker, speech crafter Priya, is delivering a prepared speech to talk about our speaker, software professional with MTech graduated. Her hobbies are stitching and browsing through the new fashion and the designs. Before I call upon our speaker onto the stage, requesters is Evaluator, Toastmaster, Ishwar, And we already know the objective of prepared speech 3 and speech chapter Sri Priya, technology, past and future. Technology, past and future. Over to you, Sri Priya.
Thanks, speech crafter Saravanan. So here is one famous quote by Galileo. Mathematics is the language with which God has written the universe. So how many of you believe in that now? Yeah. So, but now I think it is changed, and now technology has made us gods. Even before we are worthy of being human. So what is technology? So a small definition which I can give is it's a small technique or an application that is created to solve a problem that a society is facing. So it can be an ancient agricultural technology, or it can be the most recent computational technologies. Let's have a glance through the technology in the past. So technology is derived from the Greek word, which means techno and logos. So in the ancient period, it was not a common word used, and innovation was the word that was used instead. And it was generally a technique. The technology or innovation was generally a technique to solve a simple problem, or it can be a simple or a hard problem that was faced by the society to make the people's life easier. For example, like creating a light bulb in place of the candle light, or helping people to perform some of their day-to-day tasks. So it was all to ease the people's life. And the intention was really good in the past, and everything was innovated to serve the people or the society. And now it is changed a lot, and like people have become so much reliant on the technology for each and every activity that they are doing in their day-to-day life. And it has far surpassed its original goals of shining a light on a dark room. So let's move backward to the Mesopotamian civilization. Like it is called the cradle of civilization. Like throughout the history, like consider each civilization or a kingdom or an empire, like all its rise and falls have a glance of technology within it. And so coming to the Mesopotamian civilization, it is the cradle of civilizations, and lot of technologies were invented during this time, like the invention of wheels, the irrigation systems, metallurgy, all written scripts. So a lot of innovations were made during this civilization period, which was majorly for the improvement of the people who lived at that time, and it was generally for a good cause. And there were a lot of improvements in the military area, architectural developments, development of cities, health improvements, development of communication, government related activities like record keeping, language improvements. So all these were attained during this civilization. So coming to the present and future situation, it's like technology is continuing to creep in all its way on every aspect of our life. So for example, like we use the contact lenses, watches, or glasses. So it all goes beyond the simple convenience, and it starts to lean on the side of wants rather than the needs. And so even like in my daughter's school, the kids used to bring their watches during their exam periods, and they started copying using their digital watches. And now none of them are allowed to take watches to the schools. So these are the side effects of technology. So it has both pros and cons. So coming to like about its positive sides, we have a lot of things to be mentioned on the technology, like it has improvement in the agriculture, transportation, communication. On the same side, the negatives are also not less. It is more or less the same as the positives, like it lead to depletion of resources, population increase, pollution increase. So all these things are happening as a result of technology. So as a final note, what I have to say, but what I have to inform us, like as engineers, the people have to be more conscious and to behave in a more responsible manner while using the technology, and as end users, they should be using it in a more healthy and productive manner. So that's all about my speech. Thank you all. And over to the TMOD.
Thank you, Sripriya. That was a wonder speech about the technology, past and the future, how we are using the technology nowadays. And move on to our next speaker, speech crafter Sendil is delivering his prepared speech to talk about our speaker, software professional with a master degree, and our hobbies are spending time with the families and friends. Before I call upon our speaker onto the stage, request is Evaluator Vignesh, and we already know the objective of the prepared speech 3. Speech crafter Sendil, plastic. Stage is yours, Sendil.
Thank you, TMOD of the day, Saranan, for a brief explanation about me. And good morning, speech crafters and Toastmasters. Plastic. So, anybody has any guess what I am going to talk about on plastics?
Plastic pollution.
Okay.
Not use plastics. Not use plastics.
Okay, more or less, you come to the point. And I have another question. How many of you agree we need to ban plastic? Raise your hands. Okay. If that is the case, if we do that, next day morning, we will not have our brush to brush our teeth. Yes, we used to have plastic everywhere. Vehicles, two-wheelers, four-wheelers, containers, electrical items, even sticks, talcum powder bottles, even Vicks vapor bottle. And if you take our computers, laptops, and our headsets, everything is all about plastics. We cannot omit plastic in our life for now. Banning plastic 100% is not possible quite now. Rather, we should know how to use plastic and where we can avoid plastic to the betterment of the nature. Before going there, I would like to share one of the incidents that happened to my friend early in 2003, who is from a former family. We were staying in one of the mansion in Chennai. He got a call one day morning from his parents, and they have mentioned that a cow in their farm diseased suddenly. His parents were much worried about that incident. Usually in village, when any pets diseased suddenly, they will took into the government hospital to know whether any of the new disease that is spreading across the climate period, to make sure it will not affect us. They shocked with the report saying the cow was dead because of the indigestion and small pieces of the plastic that stuck in the intestine. The reason being, the cow swallowed the plastic pieces which got mixed in that calinate, which is a food for cow, which collected from the neighborhoods. 1980 kid might note about it. What is calinate? It's a, we will say as a kanchi, like rice porridge, which mixed with the unwanted vegetables, which is good for a cow as a food. Finally, I identified those are all the small pieces of paper which are snipped off from our grocery pouches and mixed into that colony. This incident might be old and easy to go message, but still innocent animals are dying because of their human carelessness. A week back also, you might be read it in the article. In IIT Madras campus, few of the deers are died because of swallowing the paper. Still it is happening. Even small pieces of plastic paper that we think it is not harmful for the human, but it is harmful for animals which eat unknowingly along with their foods. So what we can do? By changing a small habit from our side will prevent these kind of issues. Do not snip off the tip of plastic pouches like milk, groceries, lace, kurkure pouches. Instead, you have to cut it as a liner and a horizontal. So probably of the small pieces of plastic mixing cannot be mixed into the food like this. You should not snip off the corners. This is very dangerous. It will mix in any of the food items. Even in home, your children might be swallowed without knowing. Instead, we have to cut it like this without snipping out of the paper, so that as a whole paper it went to the dustbin, or even in the food, the animals could not swallow it. The next one, segregate and collect the home biodegradable and non-biodegradable wastages and garbage them accordingly, so that non-biodegradable wastages can be considered for recycling. When you go for the next one, the final one, what I suggest is when you go for an hotel to buy a parcel, take your own bags instead of getting them in the carry bags. So let's swear we will start the small steps of being changed to safeguard our mother nature. We will make wonders. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks, Trevor.
Thank you, Sandhu. That was a wonderful speech about how we used to use the plastic in nowadays and how we need to restrict our plastic usage in nowadays. And now we have completed the prepared speech session. Now we have moved to our next segment of the today's session is like a table topic. I like to call Toastmaster of the day, Manoj, Toastmaster Manoj, to establish about the table topic speech. Over to you, Manoj.
Thank you so much, Saradan. I think you are giving me tips for becoming the Toastmaster of the day for the next upcoming session. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And I was listening to the speeches by the prepared speakers, and there were so many topics, so many wondrous topics coming to me. And I thought, why I didn't take these kind of topics to give us to the audience for the TT session. Okay. Now that we are in the 7th meeting, we almost know what this TT word refers to, speechcraft, right? But before going to that, I would like to explain, as a TT master, how wondrous the evolution of the word TT happened in my life. When I was a school kid, the first time I heard the TT was when I fell down and I met with an accident. There was a minor injury. My parents took me to the hospital, and the first thing that nurse and the doctors out there said, take a TT, it will be all right. I was wondering, what is the TT? Then I asked them, what is TT? They explained that it is an antiseptic injection. It's like tetanus toxoid. It's an antiseptic injection. It will prevent from you getting infected with any other diseases. And when I grew up, okay, as a school kid, and when I started to learn about sports, right? So during that time, the word TT was referred to as table tennis. As days passed by, when I was in college, during my lab days, we used to call test tube as TT, so that in our lab session, it will be easy to identify. Then, as soon as I started working, the TT became tea time for our breaks. Now, after joining this speech crafter session, I realized that TT holds much better value as a table topic than whatever I have heard before. So with that introduction, I would like to call upon Vignesh Bhupati, who is our speech crafter and fellow speech crafter for the first table topic. And for Vignesh, I would like to make the session so much like a fun and interactive. So I have selected few topics. I feel that will be bringing out their best or their, and also it will bring out cheers to everybody. Okay. So for Vignesh, so before Vignesh starts, and as you all know, the TT speaker will be given a time for 1 to 2 minutes for their topics. The minimum time expected is 1 minute. The target time is 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the maximum time is 2 minutes. After which, a grace period of 30 seconds will be given for your speech to complete. So the topic for Vignesh, I hope this would be very interesting, Vignesh, for you. If you get a chance to remake any James Bond movie in any Indian language, okay, you are going to be the director. Imagine that. So which language and who will be your hero?
First of all, thanks for that. You are giving the wonder topic like this. So, of course, if it is a James Bond movie and if I have to use an hero, my first option would be actor Ajit Kumar, because I think he can do some wonders with bikes and cars, which is like most of us would want to see in say movies in theaters actually, because I think like his style and the way he pursues and the way he presents himself in the screen would be different from other heroes. So I think my first option would be actor AK. Second would be Talaivar. So you know, right? So when we see the name as Rajnikant, only for his name, people come and watch the movies. So my second option would be actor Rajnikant. And my last and final best option would be Simbu. I have to try a new option, like which will give me an better support, because now again I could see some comeback movies from the latest movie which he acted. So my third option would be actor Silambarasan. Thanks for this wonder topic, Manoj.
So I mean, I did not expect this from you, Vignesh. So that was a wondrous choice of people you had, and the final option was really wonderful. Thanks, Vignesh. Thanks for taking that topic, and I hope this would have cheered up many of us here, right? Okay. Now let us move on to our next person. I think most of our speech crafter fellows have chosen their prepared topics 2 and 3. So I have no other option to pick from one of the role players this time. I would like to turn towards Lokesh. Lokesh Delhi Babu. I think that would be a surprise for you, right? I think, yeah. So
I'm not ready for that one.
Being known Lokesh and how funny he is, I'm going to give a topic which I think he will also like. Okay, Lokesh, your topic is: what is the best prank you have played on someone or someone did to you? Okay, so what is the best prank you have did to someone or someone did to you? You can choose anything.
Okay, the best prank is like one day I slept and then I wake up in the morning, everyone saying happy birthday to me, but I was keep on checking the calendar. It's not my birthday. Even I go anywhere, everyone was saying that, hey, happy birthday man, like that. But even I was wondering, I was searching mobile and everywhere I was searching, that is not my birthday. But at the last moment, they bought a cake and bring it at my home. They came, all my friends and my family members. Everyone has came. I was just wondering why these guys were are they crazy or something like that? Or I really question about me. Is I'm okay with my mentally I was okay, something like that. There was I was thinking about that, but finally they tried to prank me before the birthday on my previous day. So they were pranking me. They were trying to make me to believe today only is your birthday. Even I was keep on saying that I'm not. I regret to cut the cake, but they were pushing me. Then they pulled me. They applied so many creams in my face. Whatever they want to do, they do at my face at the day. Finally, they said, "It's not your birthday. We just about to prank. Tomorrow only is your birthday." I was literally confused at the time, and I really, enjoyed it. And I never forgot in my life. That's a best prank from my friends. That's it, Manoj.
Okay, that will be a wonderful prank to even to get affected with. Like, it will be a wonderful moment. I think with respect to the time, I think because we had some overlap of the planned time, I would like to cut short the TT session with just 2 speakers for today, and I would like to hand over the session to the TO Modi Saran.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. And next, now we move to the next evaluation segment. And Toastmaster Gita, can you provide the reports for the today's session and the evaluation also?
Just a second, I'm just reading the messages.
Okay.
Yes, good afternoon once again to all of you. I think Toastmaster Ishwar has to leave immediately. So before I call in the tag team report, I'll call in Toastmaster Ishwar to give his evaluations. So this Toastmaster Ishwar, I think he's a very old friend of mine. So I'll give him some time to connect the dots. Until then, I invite you, Toastmaster Ishwar, to evaluate Charles' speech. I'm sure the speakers over here would like to know what went well with your speeches and what are the things that you can do to get, I mean, you'll be waiting for your feedback as well. So our evaluators are here to provide the necessary feedback. Over to you, Toastmaster Ishwar.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Gita. You have given a puzzle. I was also wondering, yeah, I'll probably come back to you separately. I'm sorry, I had committed another meeting at 12, thinking this was a 2-hour meeting. That is the reason why I had to swap these slots. I hope you don't mind. Thank you so much for the opportunity once again. I'll start with the evaluation for the speech crafter, Charles. What a speech it was. I was laughing almost throughout. You had a very strong message mixed with humor. Not many can do that at ease as you did today. You started with a brilliant question, couple of questions in fact, of which the second question made everybody raise their hands. Everyone raised hands and everybody was laughing. You made them glued to your speech throughout your speech. What I liked about it was the confidence with which you delivered from the beginning till the end. And with a very strong message, right time to be happy is right now, not tomorrow. The crux of your speech was this. This is what I will sum it up as. If you want to lead a wondrous life, don't forget that real happiness lies within you. This is the beauty which all of us need to realize, and you conveyed this through a wonderful speech today with humor sprinkled right through. The story between a Gujarati doctor and his patient was so funny. I could relate the exact sequence in which the patient kept coming back at him and knocking his door with different ideas to get that 100 rupees back, but he could not. And it was very beautifully brought out. Then you also talked about the tsunami and its effect. And again, you compared the real happiness lies in helping others. So there was a beautiful message mixed with emotions throughout. And your voice modulation, the gesture, the confidence, the comparison of happiness value with utility value, everything was spot on. If I have to suggest a couple of improvement areas where you could have probably taken this speech to the next level. One, the doctor-compounder conversation, if you had stood up and delivered, it would have been beautiful. Imagine you standing, posing this side and this side as a doctor and compounder, exchanging the roles and displaying that conversation, we would have laughed immediately. And second point, the speed of delivery. At times, I could not hear all the words. Please ensure every syllable of every word is heard properly so that it will add more value to your speech. And when I connected the story, though I liked it, I felt that it was more of smartness on the part of the doctor to not to give 100 rupees back to the patient, and the contentment level of the patient to somehow get the 100 rupees back from the doctor. These two were actually tying with each other rather than happiness. Overall, it was a brilliant speech. Also, one other suggestion, when you speak, do not use any background. Always try to have your natural background and speak. If you can tie these areas, I'm sure you are going to deliver a lot more wondrous speeches in the coming days. All the best to you. Now, moving on to the second evaluation. This is about Shripriya's speech. Shripriya, technology, past and future. Being a technology professional myself, I was very curious to know what you are going to talk about today, and you did not disappoint me. You beautifully compared technology is nothing but a technique that is going to remain part of our life throughout our journey. You beautifully touched upon the pros and cons of technologies, where technology can play a positive role and where it can havoc you. These two were nicely brought out. And the thought by Galileo, again, mathematics is a language. It made us glued to listen to you. I was curious to know what you are going to talk about. It was an informative speech. The definition of technology was spot on. The derivative from a Greek word, you nicely brought it up. Everything was nice. You also touched upon the ancient civilization and how the technology has evolved from those days to what it is today. And technique is there to ease one's life. It can also damage, like what one of our speakers told, how a small mistake can cause serious damage. That's where the technology can be. It can be a boon or a bane. All right. Now, the message, again, it had a lovely message. You summed it up saying, shining light on a dark room. When you quote these things, when you convey a message, it will be like hitting the nail. Beautiful it was. Some of the improvement areas, eye contact. I felt a lot of times I was going above the camera. So you need to position yourself properly, look into the camera so that your eye contact is maintained throughout your speech. Second, how technology has helped you. Being a technologist yourself, being a master's in engineering yourself, how has the technology helped you? That is one of the things I was expecting you to touch upon, which I didn't hear. The third one is, because you were sitting, see, even I am sitting and talking. A lot of speakers were sitting and talking, but still we saw the hand gestures. But because of the position in which you were sitting, I could not see your hand gestures. Please ensure that your hands are visible and you are able to bring in appropriate gestures throughout your speech. And I felt you had exceeded the time. So please practice the speech multiple times, rehearse it, record it, play it multiple times, not just once, so that you know what you are going to talk about, the coverage aspect, so that you do not lose your time. You maintain within your time limit. On that note, I would like to thank all of you for the opportunity. Thank you for accommodating my evaluations together. Back to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Gita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ishwar, for this wondrous evaluation. I'm sure your evaluation, your feedback will help our speech crafters to take their speeches to their next level. Thank you once again. I'll now, since that we have started our speech evaluations, I'll continue with the other speech crafters evaluation as well. So I now request DTM Ratish, who is going to evaluate speech crafters Venkatesh, to get ready with his evaluation. Until then, a few words about DTM Ratish to you all. DTM Ratish is working as a strategy and planning manager at Cisco. He's also served as the president, BPE, and area director in the Toastmasters fraternity. So with these few words, I invite you, DTM Ratish, to evaluate our speech crafter's speech, speech crafter Venkatesh's speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good afternoon, everyone. Speech crafter Venkatesh, great topic. You spoke about leadership and you started with a great message, right? The message is inspiration to youth. And you spoke about Swami Vivekananda throughout. You set the stage with good opening, and you also touched upon history. You said something about Swami Vivekananda, and it was a crystal clear message at the start itself. You have said, thank you so much, and kudos to you. You also mentioned that there are so many mantras and what mantra inspired you, and you explained that very well. Two mantras you mentioned, and you explained two mantras clearly. On the content part, it was very, very, very well executed. And the transition from your opening towards the body of the message was seamless. So I really appreciate how you delivered your message to all of us. And it was slightly like your icebreaker. Once you gave that message, you dropped down to your own path. You started as an IT profession, and you actually said everything about you, and you touched upon how this particular items is related to the mantra. That is a brilliant way to do. Overall, it was a good message that you delivered. I have two suggestions for you. Number one, rehearsal is very much required for a speech delivery. Please consult and connect with your mentor. That will solve most of the problem that you had today. I'm going to explain that. I think you completed your speech within a very shorter duration. I'm not sure whether it is because of lack of content you had, or you forgot your content. I don't know. But if you would have rehearsed, that would have solved many problems. If you would have consulted with your mentor, that would have solved that problem, is what I felt. Apart from that, I think you had a little bit of stage fear. At times, we noticed that you can avoid that because it is our team. We are in with this team for the past 7 weeks. So practicing well would definitely solve this problem also. Overall, the start was good. It was a good topic and story. The transition was really good. However, focusing on these items which I just mentioned would lift your speech delivery to the next level. One final point, you can either choose to repeat this project or you can move to the next project. That is up to you. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator. You're on mute.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Atish, for this wonderful evaluation. I'll now move on to our next evaluation. So for this, I invite Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayana to evaluate speech crafter Vimal's speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gita. Good morning, speech crafters. Just give me a minute. Let me take this script out. Good morning, speech crafters and Toastmasters, and a special mention to my target speaker, speech crafter Vimal, for delivering a well-organized speech. The reason I said it's a well-organized speech is because I was a day scholar both when I was studying in school and college. So I didn't know much about the hostelers' struggle or pain points until I heard your speech. And kudos to you for taking me to your hostel life and walking me through the hostelers' tough times through your speech. I could feel all the pain points you went through. Though there might be any good positive aspects of it also, but your speech was focused only on the pain points and struggle of the hostelers' life, and it took me correctly in the right direction to understand your struggle in the past as a hostelers. So it was a well-organized speech. The introduction was intriguing and set the expectation in me about what you are going to speak. And you had a good flow from the main point to the sub-points, and you compared your life and your friends' life as well during and after hostel, and also shared the sad story about your friend. That was really a sad part, and it's really moved me a lot. And you added more credibility to your speech by adding a reference to your personal stories and your friend's story, because in any prepared speeches, be it organized speech or get to the point, you need to add more credibility by adding more of your personal stories that will give you connect with the topic which you are going to talk, and you had that very well. And finally, you concluded the speech persuading the parents like me not to send children in young age between 11 to 13. That was well received by me because though the speech objective is to organize your speech, but you also went beyond your objective of persuading audience to not to send kids below 13 years to a hostel. You clearly connected with your personal stories and how much ill effect it brings to you. And kudos to you for that. And as you having said all the good points, good things about it, I have only one point of improvement in your speech because I was more intrigued with your speech, so I couldn't find many points of improvement. But I felt one little points of improvement where I felt that you've been little nervous at times in your speech, and most of the times in the cases. So I think you could easily overcome this kind of nervousness or the stage fear by practicing it more. Your script is good, you have good content, but you need more practice, and that will make you a good speaker to a better speaker. So I'm wishing you all the best, and over to you, the General Evaluator Toastmaster Gita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lakshmi, for giving a wonderful evaluation. I'm sure speech crafter will really have it in his mind and he'll work on improving himself. It's now time for all of us to hear about how Deepak's speech went well. How did it go? So to evaluate speech crafter Deepak, we have Toastmaster Vignesh here. Over to you, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gita. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, and special good afternoon, my target speaker, speech crafter Deepak. What a wonderful topic, world's costliest software bugs. So it was a wondrous topic, and I came to know how important the QA and testing is, how much important. So it was a very good speech. You started with the purpose. You told it is to inform the audience. So that point onwards, I'm looking for more information. It satisfies my thirst. So you had added a lot of information. Also, every speech it requires OBC, open body conclusion. Even every movie we expect some introduction for the characters and add on the content on the body and a proper conclusion. It was well narrated in your speech. So you started with a laptop that has a 6 malware. So how it got affected because of the lack of attention and communication and lack of awareness towards the code. So that is a very important point. So we do all the things, but when testing or the awareness or attention make the everything get worse. So that is very good opening. So that made me to listen further towards your speech. So after that, so on your speech, I could realized you are very good speaker on the perspective of eye contact. You looking on the camera, you are not looking somewhere up and down. So I could engage with your face and your eye contact. So you are confident. I could not see any nervousness throughout your speech. So the content was very well delivered. And also you did a lot of information. You delivered a lot of information about how Mars orbiter launched, and 39-second launch got an issue on the Ariane 5, and even one iPhone got an issue for the entire project. These are all the very added in your strong and on topic. So that was very well narrated. So conclusion also it was good. So how you love your job, that is also I inspired me to, yeah, really you are love your job and it is really a good job. So it is very well narrated. So I really loved your speech. So every speech has some recommendations. So to go to the next level of your speech, I could see a lot of numbers usage in your speech. So you used 10-inch laptop, 6 malwares, and launched on September 1999. and 15 kilometer was altitude they aimed, but it was launched 119 kilometer, $200 million loss, and 25 years of work, 39 seconds. There's a lot of numbers. So if you add a lot of numbers, audience could not engage with your content. It will distract them, and also it confuse them to follow thoroughly. So numbers will actually distract. So we cannot visualize numbers. So in a upcoming speech, please reduce your number or avoid the numbers. That is one recommendation from my point. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Geeta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vignesh. I should say your evaluation also had OBC, opening, where you told the speech crafter what everything that went well with his speech. The body, again, you told him what are the recommendations he could take, he could take it forward with a wonderful conclusion. So that was very wonderful on your part. We'll now move on to our next evaluation. Friends, our next evaluation is going to be again by distinguished Toastmaster Ratish, who will be evaluating speech crafter Karthikeyan's speech. Over to you, DTM Ratish.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Speech crafter Karthikeyan. Information technology. There are wondrous list of good things happen in your speech. Good start with a small humor actually brought smile on my face. Thank you so much. Kudos to you. And you use the word of the day at the beginning itself, and it was placed perfectly. Thank you again. You had a lot of content about information technology. At one point, I actually felt like you are a salesperson trying to sell information technology jobs to the fresher. That kind of feeling you brought in, but the content was very well delivered, and it was crystal clear. What I liked most was the humor at the beginning and the flow of thoughts. It went very well. What went well overall is you were comfortable with the topic. You're talking about the topic, you touched upon the timeline, and you touched upon the growth aspects. You covered almost everything. There are a couple of suggestions that I would like to give it to you to lift your speech to the next level. Number one, you always had the closed hand gestures while delivering your speech. It was the closed hand gesture you always did. You could have avoided that. Instead, there are many ways to express things. If you say many ways to express things, you can show the hand gestures like this. But it was always the closed hand gesture. It gave a feeling to me that you are literally nervous delivering the speech, but you are not. But it actually gave such a message to us. Probably you could avoid doing that hand gesture in your next speech. The second point is, I would like to see you giving effective conclusion on the topic you are in. The conclusion what you gave was very generous, and it can go well with any topics, right? So what is specific to your topic? If you would have given that conclusion, that would have added a lot more value to your speech delivery, is what I felt. Overall, it was a good start, good content, good delivery. With couple of points of improvement, it would take your speech to the next level. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, DTM Ratish, for beautifully demonstrating through your gestures and body language as to how he can work on his gestures and body language. I especially love the part when you talked about the specific thing with a gesture like this. It was really wonderful. Thank you so much once again. I'll now move on to our next speech crafter. Yes, the next speech was given by speech crafter Ranjit. For this, again, I invite our Toastmaster Lakshmi, who is currently serving as the VP Education of our CTM club, to deliver his evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Thanks once again, Toastmaster Gita, the General Evaluator. And good morning once again to speech crafters, Toastmasters, and a special mention to my target speaker, speech crafter Ranjit. Speech crafter Ranjit, your speech on technology and its pros and cons had sufficient information to understand how the technology has been evolving so far. You gave enough information and enough examples on internet era, how internet era has reduced the communication time, allowed students to continue school education through online classes. You gave all the pros about the technology in general, and you also took us to the cons of the technology, like loss of retail businesses, how kids are getting addicted to the phones, and how even parents are being influenced of making kids to use those technologies in a wrong way. You had all those points and the pros and cons of technology. And finally, you concluded your speech suggesting the audience to use technology for good purpose and to use the internet wisely. Having said all this about the speeches, so I just want to quickly move on to the suggestions or points of improvement part of your speech, which I want to cover more here. The purpose of this speech is to have a clear general purpose and a clear specific purpose. I felt the general purpose of this speech was, initially thought it was informative speech, and then as we came to the end of the speech, I felt you are trying to persuade the audience to use technology wisely and as per their choice. However, I was not able to pick the specific purpose of a speech, because the specific purpose is, if you don't define it, it will become very broad. I mean, you really don't know where you're focusing on. So you need to focus on the specific purpose and what exactly you want to convey through the speech. If it is a persuasive speech, you define the scope, because technology is a very elaborate topic. You need to focus very into the small portion where you want to focus within the 5 to 7 minutes. So I suggest you to work with your mentor to be very specific on your speech. And throughout your speech, I felt you were very nervous with many repeated words, which shows that you need more preparation rehearsal. I know you had limited time to prepare and write the script, whatever it is. I just recommend you to at least follow in the future to work with your mentor to come out with the most clear script, and then rehearse it, and if you want before your mirror or whatever it is, so that you will get rid of this nervousness, and then come and give it as a prepared speech. Otherwise, it will look like a table topic speech. With that speech, I still love the content of your speech. It was an excellent speech. Please improve all this, fix all those points. You will become a better and best speaker in future. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lakshmi. I'm sure Toastmaster Shri Priya will take her speech to the next level by following all the feedback that you have given her. Especially, I love the part where you drew a line between what is general purpose and what is specific purpose, and truly suggested. I think all the evaluators had the one suggestion for the speakers, that they should connect with their mentors. So what I suggest is connect with your mentors well in advance, so that you have enough time to prepare your speeches. I think we have one more one more evaluation to go. So for the final evaluation, it's time for me to invite Toastmaster Vignesh to evaluate our last speaker, speech crafter Sendil speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gita. Once again, good afternoon, every Toastmasters and Speechcraft members. And special good afternoon to my target speaker, Speechcrafter Senthil Kumar. Plastic, wow, a very much needed topic on this time. So, the good thing you started with the question, so that was really very engaged on the perspective audience. So I could see everyone answered for your questions. You started what is the plastic, and how many of us agree to ban the plastic. So that is give attention to the audience. That was really a good part. And also you narrated what are all the importance of plastic, how we cannot live without plastic because of this current life, fast pacing life. So it was very much agreeable to the audience. So everyone was in line with your speech. So I also wanted, what will you tell next? What are the suggestions you're gonna tell? So that is created eager on me. So that is a very good content and a very good narration. So you did a pause wherever it required. When you told your friend um, cow incident, right? So the cow got deceased. So you added pause here and there appropriately. That was really good. So I noticed it. That was really good. So I appreciate for that. And also you used hand gestures very well. So you are not very dull or something. You are used hand gestures throughout the speech. That was really a wonderful part of you. And also the thing which I loved most is you showed a pocket for the plastic waste, how we can reduce the small snippet of the plastic that causes the other animals issue, right? So that is very very well part. You just showed the how we can snipping out the plastic bucket. Also how we can, so you gave the suggestions. So not only the information, you gave suggestions how to reduce the plastic pollution. Those things are really appreciable. It was a very well needed topic. That is very good on that. And so yeah, for the recommendation part, I have only one thing that uh, so you did a lot of information, and you did how we can avoid the plastic waste. But I thought the conclusion would be more stronger. So what you expect, so what we can get. So if we do, so it is large audience, so everyone need some one goal. So if I do this, so the conclusion part could be much stronger. That what I feel. But everything is very well. So conclusion part only I feel somewhat it was stopped abruptly. That what I felt. So to summarize, it was a very good uh, content, very good body language. You could gestures. You had a very good pauses on your speech. So you please work out on the conclusion. Could to add impact on the audience. So we only think conclusion from the audience. Sorry, from the speakers. So that need some stronger. That what I feel. I expect more good speeches from Senthil. Over to you, Toastmaster Gita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vignesh, for this wonderful evaluation. So by now, the speakers would have understood that not only the opening, even the conclusion needs to be strong for the members or the audience to carry forward their message or to persuade the audience. So that was again wonderful on your part. And with this, we come to the end of our speech evaluations. I'm sure our speakers will benefit out of all the evaluations that they have received from the experienced Toastmasters. I will now take you through the tag team report. So for this, let me first invite Toastmaster Guru Swami, who has been the timer for today's evening, to give his detailed report to you all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gita. Good afternoon, fellow speech crafters and Toastmasters. So I had a wondrous time to listen to all of the organized speakers' speech and table topic speakers. And especially to add, I was very much wondered with the speech given by Venu on the body language part, which made me to forget that I am the timer to note down his time where he exceeded his time limit. By saying that, let me share my report on of the each speakers. Okay, hope you can able to see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, so to go with organized speech crafter Vengat took 3 minutes 6 seconds, and speech crafter Bimal took 5 minutes 34 seconds. Speech crafter Charles took 5 minutes 23 seconds, and speech crafter Deepak 5 minutes 5 seconds, and speech crafter Karthik 2 minutes 31 seconds, and speech crafter Ranjit 5 minutes 6 seconds, and speech crafter Sri Priya 5 minutes 56 seconds, and the last organized speech crafter Sendil took 5 minutes 39 seconds. And on the table topic, speech crafter Vignesh took 1 minute 48 seconds, and the boom came to Lokesh, who did it expert on the table topic. Speech crafter Lokesh took 1 minute 43 seconds. And on the evaluation part, speech crafter Ratish took 3 minutes 1 second for speech crafter Venkat to evaluate, and evaluator Lakshmi took 2 minutes 59 seconds to evaluate speech crafter Vimal, and Toastmaster Ishwar took 3 minutes 23 seconds to evaluate speech captors Charles, and Toastmaster Vignesh took 3 minutes 26 seconds to evaluate speech captor Deepak, and Toastmaster Ratish took 2 minutes 35 seconds to evaluate speech captor Karthik, and again Toastmaster Lakshmi took 3 minutes 30 seconds to evaluate speech captor Ranjit, and Toastmaster Vignesh took 3 minutes 37 seconds to evaluate speech captor Senthil. And finally, to evaluate speech captor Sri Priya, Toastmaster Ishwar took 2 minutes 27 seconds. And that's my report on the timer today on my road. And thank you, Toastmasters, for this wondrous opportunity to play this role in this event on this week. Thank you. And over to Toastmaster Gita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Guru Swami, for wonderfully sharing the timer report. So that was really detailed, and we could really understand that most of the speakers were well in time, I think, except for the 2 speakers who exceeded a little above their time limits. So that was really wonderful on your part. Friends, now it is time for us to hear from our R counter. So let's understand what are the filler words that we are using, which is really stopping us from being understood clearly. Let's hear from our counter speech crafter Logesh. Over to you, Logesh.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator Gita. So as an R counter, I have learned so many things today. The first thing which I have learned is what we need to be observed on whenever someone giving a speech. So that's the most important thing that I have observed today and I learned today. So here I'm going to share the details. So hope my screen is visible for you.
Yes.
Yeah. The first, the SSA role for the TM Vignesh, there is no filler pass used, and for Saranan, Toastmaster of the day is used 1 hour and 3 plus repetitions. The words like, take, they, and today. And for the Toastmaster General Evaluator Gita, there are no filler words in the past. And for the Toastmaster Tabletop Master as well. And he has used 2 plus arms and one word as a repetition as one rest. Over to Swami as a timer, he has used 1 hour and 1 pass. As a counter, I have used 1 repetition slide. And for the grammarian Suresh, he has used 1 hour. And move to the prepared speakers. For the Venkatesh Rajendran, he has used 2 hours and repetitions like the words I and I have. And next, prepared speaker Vimal used 1 hour also, and 1 more repetition. We have the word like we have. Move to Charles. So used 1 hour and 1 repetition and 1 pause. So he has used first as 2 repetition. So next to Deepak, used 1 repetition and 1 pause. So the word used as. So move to Karthikeyan. He has used 2 hours and 3 plus repetition words like IT, several stories and advantage. Moving to Ranjit, he has used 1 hour and 1 repetition and 2 pause. So the repetition words is students. Moving to Sri Priya, he is 2 so and 3 plus repetitive words. So the words are so and let me like. Moving to Senthil Kumar, used 1 hour and 1 repetition and 2 pause. So the repetitive words are so far. Moving to table topic. So, table topic Vignesh has used one you know well and two repetitive words as and. So as a table topic, myself as Lokesh, I use two repetitive words. So moving to Evaluator, Toastmaster Isharan as no filler was used and pass. Moving to Ratish has used one repetition word like moving to Lakshmi as Evaluator, used one repetition, and moving to Vignesh, the repetition is how real. That's it for as an art matter. Moreover, thanks for this opportunity and to taking this role, and moreover, whoever helped me to taking up this role, providing your inputs, that will be really helpful for me. And thanks to your general evaluator, Gita.
Thank you so much, speech crafter Lokesh Dilli Babu, for your detailed report. We'll now move, let's hear from our grammarian today. So we'll know what are the good usages that have been used in the meeting. And we had a wondrous word of the day, which was wondrous. I'm sure most of us have used this word. So let's hear from our grammarian and pat ourselves if we are one among those who have used the word of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Suresh.
Suresh, I think you are talking on mute.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes.
Thanks, Toastmaster Gita. I'd like to share the grammarian report and like to convey that most of us use the word wondrous. That is the word of the day. And Toastmaster Saravanan has used 5 times, and Deepak has used 1, Karthikeyan has used 1. With respect to table topics, Manoj has used twice, Vignesh has used twice, Lokesh, who is joining the table topic on the fly, has used 1. And most of us have used wonderful instead of wondrous. Maybe the term looks different or odd, so that's why they had chosen the word wonderful. So I leave the option to us. And with respect to good usage, Venkatesh has used philosophy, influenced, inspired, incorporate. So Vimal has used neglect, pleasant, motivation, cultivation. Charles has used rehabilitation. Deepak has used malware, discharge, technology-driven glitch. So Karthikeyan has used the good usage of ambition, ton of opportunities, learn and grow. Ranjit has used electronic gadgets, internet era. Stripri has used innovation, lean towards final node. Sindhil has used unwanted and degradable. So that's the good usage that I pointed out. And with respect to the last option of inoperant usage, Venkatesh has used, I was not interested. Rather, I recommend to use, I'm not interested. Vimal has used, did not go alone. Let alone be the wise option to use. And Ranjit has used buy products online. So now technology has evolved every day. So you can buy products on the go anywhere and everywhere. That's the right choice of using the word sentence or making a sentence. So that's the observation for the day happened today. Thanks for giving this opportunity, and thanks for all the people who motivated me to take up this role, and thanks for the team as well. Over to Gita.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suresh, for this wonderful report. So yes, I just noticed that speech crafter Dilli Babu, or be it speech crafter Suresh, they are telling us that thanks for motivating us for taking up the roles. But the best thing that you have done for yourself is you have come forward and taken up the leap forward. So kudos to both of you, for all the 3 of you who have taken up the roles today. In fact, grammarian role, I think it's the first time it has come to a speech crafter, and you did a wonderful job on that, to speech crafter Suresh. That was really wonderful on your part. So with this, we are done with our speech evaluations, and we have also heard about our tag team, how well we have gone with the time respects, with the respect to clarity of our speech, and with respect to the good usage of grammar. I'm sure you will all work on it and improve yourselves, including me, of course. And then it's also time for me to give my evaluation. So I should say it was a wonderful meeting. I thoroughly enjoyed the speeches. But before that, kudos to our Toastmaster of the day, who wonderfully took us beautiful transitions and who wonderfully took us through the entire meeting. That was really wonderful on your part. Kudos to you. And we also had wonderful speeches. In fact, I should say informative, or what can I call them? Persuasive speeches. They were nothing short of researched speeches. So that was really, really wonderful on part of all the speakers who have given their speeches today. All the best to you all for your upcoming projects. And I should appreciate the efforts of the mentors who have been behind this. So a word of appreciation to all the mentors who are present here. And we also had a beautiful evaluation session wherein the speakers, they got evaluation from the experienced Toastmasters as to how they could take their speech to the higher next level. I'm sure you will all show a lot of improvement. You've already been showing. I would rather say that I don't want to take out the names, but there are so many speech crafters who had come up with a lot of filler words. And today, when I heard them speaking, there was so much improvement they have shown in their speeches. So that was really, really wonderful on your part. I can say as Toastmasters, I have taken a long time to improve, but you people have improved in a really very fast pace. That's really wonderful on your part. So kudos to all the role players and the speakers of today's meeting. I think everything went well with today's meeting, except for I just have one request to you all, because most of the time I notice in the agenda that the speech titles are not mentioned. Probably later you're sending it to the Toastmaster of the day. So what I suggest is please take it as your personal responsibility. And once your speech is finalized, your title is finalized, please send it across in the group so that we have all the columns filled with the speech titles. You don't have to go forward and giving them separately the titles to the Toastmaster of the day and all. It will save your work and time also. So please do that as well. So on the whole, it was a wonderful meeting, especially kudos to Toastmaster Vignesh, who could effectively set free Toastmaster Ishwar, who wanted to leave immediately due to some important work. So that was also beautifully carried forward. On the whole, it was a wonderful meeting. And with these few words, I hand over the control to the Toastmaster of the day, who can carry it forward. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Gita. Now that we have came to the end of the session, the great leader, I want to say that the great leader are not born great, but they make themselves great by using self-knowledge. They always think about the bigger picture, will always try to help the people who are in trouble. To be a great leader, you need to be a great human first. You shows the kindness to every living organs around you. You also be a great leader by cultivating this feature in future. As a note of today is Earth Hour, is something that is observed every year on the last Saturday of the March, created by Worldwide Fund of Nature. Earth Hour is held annually to encourage the individuals, communities, and business to turn off the non-essential electric lights for 1 hour from 8:30 to 9:30 as a symbol of commitments to the planet. Hope everyone will do this for only 1 hour today. And thank you for everyone giving me this opportunity. I hope everyone enjoyed this session. I'm handing over to Presiding Officer, Distinction Toastmaster, Ratish.
Thank you so much, TMOD Saravanan. Let's give a big round of applause to our TMOD. The message was very clear and it was rendered very well. Thank you so much. And not only for TMOD Saravanan, let's come on video and give a big round of applause to everyone who participated in today's meeting. Today's meeting went very well. The quality of meeting was awesome. I really liked it. And one quick note, when we are improving the quality and when we are learning week on week, one quick suggestion from my side. You all are technical people and all the topics are very much related to your technology or technology oriented topics. Requesting you to come out of the comfort zone, pick some topic which is your passion or what you wanted to do kind of topic and start delivering it from next week. because now with 3 speeches, you might have understood what is a speech delivery is, what is the structure of the speech, and what is the message you want to convey. Being in technology field, explaining about technology is good, but taking something a different route always gives you a different dynamics. Is what the message that I wanted to convey. Thank you so much, everyone. It was a wonderful meeting altogether. With that, I request.
Should I launch the poll?
Yes. Good mind reading, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Let's vote for the best speaker, table topic speaker.
Table topic speaker. Then I'll move on to this. It's more tag players.
Best tag role player. And the next segment is
Okay, sorry, it's getting little late. Yeah.
best role player. And the last one is best speaker, which is going to be the toughest one.
Totally agreed.
Yes. It's a radio button, Lakshmi. You should have given checkbox.
Is it?
No. I'm just kidding.
Single choice only, yeah.
Because I wanted to select multiple people.
Don't worry. I'm getting to tie here.
Okay.
Because we had so much, so many speakers, and everyone was speaking. They're from their heart out, and I honestly felt this is one of the toughest weeks with the positive attitude.
Yeah. Okay. In other way, good quality delivered speeches.
Yes.
The last is the evaluators.
Okay.
Yeah, we're done with the polls. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It's time for us to announce the winners. Best tag role player, timer, arc counter, and grammarian amongst. The winner is grammarian speech crafter Suresh. Best table topic speaker goes to Simbu, speech crafter Vignesh. Best role player goes to our TMOD speech crafter Saravanan. And the best speaker of the day goes to speech crafter Senthil, Plastic Works. And the best evaluator goes to myself, Ratish. Thank you so much. And I officially conclude meeting number 7 of Cnsi Speechcraft. Now the floor is open for networking. Thank you, everyone.
I just want to know, like, tell you, like, the next week will be the last meeting for the speechcraft, right?